anything about tracking. We're just following something or someone. And today we're going to talk about things that we're going to track so that you can have the healthiest life possible, right? So you can hit your goals. Let me tell you the benefit of tracking, the reason behind tracking. Okay, by a show of hands, and even if you're new to Zoom, there's going to be a little reaction button somewhere where you can put it and you can say, wave your hand, or you can say yes or no or anything like that. For those who are on video, thank you, because I love faces and I see and I get energy from it. Okay. So you can wave your hand, yes or no, or we're going to interact. How many know how to ride a bike? Show of hands. How many ride a bike? All right. How many has it been a while since I rode a bike that actually moved? I'm not talking to stationary. I'm talking one that you're like, I'm on and we are going down the street, right? All right. Think about it. When your first time, how many can, okay, let's go back. I feel like Betty right on this one. Some of us gonna have to go back a little bit further than others, right? Let's go back to the first time you began to ride a bike and you had to learn how to ride a bike. Probably a few years ago, right? For most of us, it's been a few years ago. Your first bike, was it a tricycle? Was it a big girl? This is all ladies today. So was it a big girl, big boy bike, or, the BMX kind of, or was it a 10 speed? What kind of bike was your first bike?
Mine was a Huffy.
It was a Huffy,
A
probably had the little
Huffy
pom-poms
girls
on the
bike.
side,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The Huffy with the pom-poms on the side. Did it have training wheels?
Yes.
Okay, by show of hands, whose first bike ride had training wheels? All right. I want you to get back to that picture when you're first riding a bike and you got on it and you were excited and you started riding, right? And probably an adult in your life had the seat of it to hold you. Why did they have that seat? Clarice, I see you trying to talk and it's coming in and out.
Oh, you know what? I'm muted, but I was
Okay.
writing it in the chat room. I was saying so you didn't fall. So to give you
Yeah,
the
they're
confidence
holding on.
to stay on.
That grown up or that adult or that older sibling or somebody in your life, they held on to the back of that bike so that you would not fall and to keep you stable and so you can have and to build your confidence, right? And so we're riding, and then after a while, and you had to probably had the training wheels on it too, or at least 3 wheels. It wasn't a 2 wheel just yet. And they're holding. And then as you got more confident, they may let go of the back, but you still got the 3 wheels going, right? And then as you get more and more confident and you start going faster, and if it's training wheels, by this time you probably lean into the side because you weigh more heavily on one side or the other. So that bike is going this way, and it's really three because that one instead of 4 wheels, that one wheel is in the air, right? That's what tracking is, especially for a healthy life. Think about that because a lot of people are like, I don't have time to track. I don't want to track. It's so frustrating. Tracking is the training wheels to your healthy lifestyle. We're not going to have the training wheels forever because some people are like, I don't want to track because it's not sustainable. I thought you told me this is a lifestyle thing and tracking every day is just, it's not, it's your training wheels on your journey to your healthy lifestyle. And eventually you'll get so confident that and that the bike that's leaning to the side, the training wheels are going to come off. Someone's going to take those training wheels off of that bike and you're going to go and you're going to go. And then sometimes you'll have it, and as we're going through life, I'm good, and then I haven't did it in a long time, and when I saw I'm getting a little shaky on it, oh, it's time for me to get back on the bike. And when you get back on it, you're going to wobble a little bit, but it's not going to take as long, right? And then you'll be able to go ahead and start riding. That's how we want to look at tracking moving forward. Tracking is our training wheels, and there's 4 pillars to tracking, right? um and just know I had this whole little presentation, but it's all here. 4 pillars to tracking and 4 pillars to a healthy lifestyle. Number one, we all know, is nutrition. What do we put in our body? What do we feed in our body? Number two, what we're going to focus on is active movement. And it is a physical activity. It's everything that's in our program. It's the activity, and it's anything 10 minutes or less, 10 minutes or more. Sorry. If it's under 10 minutes, it's great to know, but we're tracking 10 minutes or more. Also, one of the major pillars is sleep. Sleep. And I know we're in a culture where it's team no sleep, But team no sleep will slam your weight loss goals, your healthy goals. Okay. And also stress, managing of the stress, right? How are we doing it? Those 4 pillars all factor into your healthy lifestyle. They are the major pillars. I know most of the time we focus on the eating, nutrition, and we focus on the activity. I'm going to show you apps today. It's going to be 2 to 3. I'll probably focus on my Fitness Pal, and these all of them are free. When you see my screen, don't freak out. I tend to use the premium features too, just to know how they work, because a lot of people tend to ask, right? But everything is free that I'm going to show you today. My Fitness Pal, because I chose my Fitness Pal because a lot of people utilize it. It's one of the older ones. It would be, for lack of a better word, an OG in the fitness in the trackable range. And a lot of different programs, whatever they are, tend to coordinate with my Fitness Pal, as well as a lot of wearable devices. I will talk about Lose It because some people have had a lot of success with that. I will also talk about Fitbit because it tends to be the premium wearable device next to Apple. Okay. So those are the ones. It doesn't matter to me which one you use, if you even use it. And I'm also going to talk about paper and pencil because paper and pencil trumps everybody. Because paper and pencil keeps you mindful and in the moment, and you have to stop and do it instead of just being in the car on the way. Right. So all of them are options. I just want you to be aware of options and how to use them. Some of them are better at tracking. Some of them are better tracking different things than others. And so everything is my recommendation. It is not written in stone. I like to say, you try it, use it, see what you like, see what works better for you, because you may have thought you wanted the pom-poms on the bike and they kept flying all in your face when you got down and was riding real fast, right? So all of a sudden you're cutting these pom-poms off because you thought you want them, and I don't want them, right? Or you wanted the basket, or you didn't want the basket because it made you seem like a baby, but now you want the basket so you could have put your stuff when you go to the corner store and put it in there. Okay, so I know I'm dating myself, but that's my experience with riding a bike. The biggest thing is end up tracking and looking at the 4 pillars. I think they all independently affect your weight loss and your overall health. Those 4 pillars: the nutrition, the physical activity, the sleep, and the stress. And they make a big difference. They're interdependent, but they also factor in with one another. For example, if you're getting in sleep last night, that's going to impact the food choices you make. That's going to impact whether or not you feel active, up enough to get active. And it's going to also impact whether or not you feel like putting up with Patricia, popping off Patricia doing whatever the meeting that you have. You're like, I just don't have it in me to deal with her today, right? But you're thinking, oh, I'm being mean. Oh, I did. And it's just sleep deprived. Like, you don't have enough sleep. So I just want you to know how all of that can play a factor. Did I mention questions? If you all have questions, you more than just go ahead and put them in the chat. Linnea is going to be handling them for me, but I am interactive and we can go real-time questions, especially if when I get it in apps and it's a question specifically for that. Please ask then, because you'll get a lot more rich information. When we talk about nutrition, just remember we're looking at weight loss calories versus maintenance calories. If you've been tracking and you see that your goal is weight loss, but it hasn't been moving, that means you're probably actually consuming what you need for maintenance calories. You're not actually doing what you need for weight loss calories at this moment. It's going to be easier. One of the things I'm trying to get it out, you need a bare minimum of 1,200 calories to sustain you, as your body needs to sustain itself. Now, once you've checked with your coach, or you as a coach, if you're doing your things and you're figuring out your journey, because it's great that we do it ourselves for ourselves so that we can actually teach it again, right? Everybody's calorie needs are different. So I'm not going to sit here and say you should have this or you should have that. I don't know it. I don't know what your goal is. I don't know your physical activity level. That's something that you talk with your coach, because they're going to be the ones and whatever you guys come up with. And if you don't have a daily calorie intake goal, then it's time to reach out to your coach. because the coach should be able to set that for you or help you set it. If you've already have any of those trackers that I mentioned, the electronic ones, then when you signed up for it, they ask you a million questions. And if you were honest, they did a whole lot of background calculations for you. And I'll show you, but a bare minimum is 1,200 calories. What we're seeing with a lot of our coaches and a lot of our participants is sometimes you get to moving and you're not consuming enough. And what does that look like? That look like me. I live in Jackson, Tennessee. And it looked like me saying, "Oh, I'm great. My goal is to drive to Washington, D.C. And I don't want to stop that often because I'm still afraid of COVID and I don't want to be around a lot of people. So I need to make sure my gas." So I put the gas in my car. From Jackson to D.C. It's probably, I don't know, it's at least a 12-hour drive, 12 to 14-hour drive, right? I put one tank of gas in there and I say I'm going. And I'm like, okay, how far is that one tank of gas going to take me?
It might get you about 4 hours.
It may get me 4 hours. If we're lucky and I'm doing the traffic, the speed limit, I may get 6 hours, right? Maybe 8, but 8 hours and I need gas, right? And so somewhere along the way, and I can put $5 in my tank, but how far is $5 in my tank gonna take me, right? It's like, ma'am, $5 is not gonna take you far. Or I can do a complete fill up because I know that I still have a long way. I need to at least put 3/4 or a whole tank in tank in there, and I know it can take me further. But if I only put $5 in there, I'm gonna be puttering and sputtering, and my car is not gonna go. It's gonna stop on me somewhere along the way. Our bodies are the same way. The nutrients we put in, it's the gas in a car. So one of the benefits of tracking is so you can make sure you got enough gas in the car, because sometimes we get to moving and we don't have enough to sustain us and to even just to get us on our day-to-day, let alone get towards our weight loss goals. I'm going to pause right now because I've said a lot and I know that I want to start getting into the apps, but let's talk. Who wants to start with paper and pencil? Or do you guys want me to start with the app? Let me know. This is your day. I'll go where you want to go. Paper, pencil? Okay. I know with CYL Squared, we have our tracking, and we have our tracking, and it does your day. On that tracking, it's the date and the day of the week, and it gives you space. It's great, but if you eat like I eat and you track as detailed as I track, you may want 3 of them for 1 week, right? But on the paper, this is the keys to tracking on that paper. You need to track your water intake. You need to track your food, of course, in detail. And we like to say, if you bite it, write it. If you drink it, ink it. Anything that goes between your lips, even those gummy, the apple cider vinegar gummy bears, that's what I call them. Those actually, you got to read the nutrition labels, but those count too, because they're going to factor into your overall calorie intake to get you to that minimum of 1,200. You need your food, track your sleep. And I know everybody's like, she's giving us all this extra stuff, right? Food, sleep. But the biggest thing to me is, how are you feeling when you look at, because at the end of it, it'll ask you, some of them will have, how am I feeling today? It has a little emotional thing, happy face, smiley face, or frown face, right? You can put that on there, because sometimes when you track on there, how am I feeling when I eat? Because sometimes I see this a lot. I went to Cheesecake Factory and I had a cheesecake, and I told myself I wasn't going to eat the piece of cheesecake, and I did, right? But the thing is, how are you feeling when you ate the cheesecake? Because right now, most people go down this thought of, I'm a bad person, I ate this cheesecake, I'm never going to be successful. And that's not true. I want everyone to get to the point of, I ate this piece of cheesecake because I wanted my cheesecake. And I knew that if I ate the little piece now, it's going to save me from eating the whole thing later, right? It's okay to eat the cheesecake. But we also know that if I'm going to eat this cheesecake, how was I feeling? Oh, we were celebrating. It was exciting. That's important. You sound like you like to celebrate when you eat, right? So that's why I want you to put the emotional part, because sometimes we go tactical. This is the food, this is food, this is the food. Well, how are you feeling when you do that? What's happening, right? I didn't eat enough calories. Well, I wasn't feeling good. Well, why weren't you feeling good? Well, because whatever life happened. So it's not that you are restricting, it's just that your stomach was upset. You wasn't feeling good. And so you can start seeing your body. The biggest thing I like to talk about with tracking is tracking your weight. And I know in our program, you track once a week and you send it in to your coach once a week. I actually have my participants track daily. And this is why. It's not to send it to the coach daily, but I want you to change your relationship with the scale. By a show of hands, how many of us know people who have a love-hate relationship with the scale? Yeah, it is like this mean person that you want to cuss out, you want to throw it, you want to do it. No, not that you cuss or anything, but your friend who may let a few expletives out, they would cuss out the scale because of what it's saying, because it moved away in the wrong direction, right? And I want to talk about the scale. The reason behind daily tracking, remember, we're just watching it. We're just seeing what's happening. The daily thing on the scale is just so you can learn your body. It has nothing to do with the weight, nothing to do with the weight loss goals, only so you can learn your body. Because what you may find is that as you're tracking and you only drank 2 cups of water, but then you gained 2 pounds, right? Your food stayed the same. Your physical activity level stayed the same. But I drank some water and my weight went. I didn't drink enough water and my weight went up. Or women, if you're in your cycle stage, if you still have your cycle, typically a few days before your cycle, you're going to be a few pounds heavier, right? Or for those when it opens back up and we start to traveling, if you get on a plane, you are going to weigh 3 to 5 pounds heavier by the time you get off, just because of the air pressure and the calculations. And to gain 1 pound is 3,500 calories, right? And you only ate the little peanuts that's sitting on the plane. You didn't eat 3,500 or more calories. So that's why I like the weighing daily, just so you can see the fluctuation. You may also notice, and we've seen it, that if you're not sleeping, if you're not getting a good night's sleep or not sleeping long enough, you're going to see your weight go up. Not because of what you're eating, it's because your body's trying to adjust to what's going on. Its needs are not being met. So it's adjusting. Right. And so that's why I like to daily scale. And then all of a sudden you have a better relationship with the scale. And all of that. So also, but if you're going to track on pencil and paper with the food, please go to mycalorieking.com. And I guess I could share my screen from this one. And the reason why I say mycalorieking.com for food, you all, let me share a screen. No. It's because it's free. They have a book. You don't have to buy the book unless you want to go out and buy the book. It's free, and it has some of I don't need to be the host. It has some of everything that you will ever need and think you may want to eat in it. And the biggest thing about tracking, before we start showing all these other things, is tracking is just a guide. It is not the end all, the be all. It is just guiding you along the way. It's the training wheels. It is not perfect. MyFitnessPal is not perfect. Lose It is not perfect. We are not perfect. Nothing's perfect. So give yourself some grace and room when it comes to tracking. And I say that because most of people get so fixated with tracking and the wearable devices that the fitness machine said that I burned 200 calories when I did my whatever today. Those machines are off. They have a variation. So if you stay so stuck on what that number says, you may tend to overeat, undereat, overexercise, underexercise, because you're stuck on that. Just give yourself some general. The machines on average is about 25% off one way or the other. Okay, so I'm not saying start adjusting your life for the 25%. I'm just saying let it calculate what it calculate and do it. Just know that it's a confidence interval in there. Okay. Yeah, I feel like I'm talking a lot. I'm talking a whole lot. Please let me know what you need. Okay. Or should I just keep going? keep going. Okay. I think I covered every, oh, I was supposed to go on to Calorie King, share my screen. Okay. I gotta move my thing. And this is for nutrition, so I'm gonna go with Calorie King. I'm hoping, you know, it's storming where I'm at right now, so I may not, I'm gonna try the internet interactive stuff it is. So the biggest thing about Calorie King is that you can put in whatever you want. So someone, let's say we're tracking a day. What did we eat this morning for breakfast? Lene, can you unmute everybody? I think we'll be okay. It's small enough.
Veggie omelet.
An omelet?
A veggie omelet.
A veggie omelet? And you know what? Check this out. It doesn't even care if you misspell. It does care if you misspell. Y'all spell omelet for me. L-E-T-T-E, isn't it?
You have to put an E after the M, don't you?
I don't know.
I
That's what
believe
spell check
so.
is for. We're gonna get this. Someone please tell
Yeah,
me how to
let's
spell
see.
omelet.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put veggie omelet because that's what you said.
OMELETTE.
It's not coming up. Okay. Now
I
that's
shouldn't have ate it.
Huh?
I probably shouldn't have eaten it then.
Huh.
Put
Let's
an
see.
E after the M, Kimberly. O-M-E.
Yeah.
L-E-T-T-E.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Okay. And I do believe the reason why I just had it because, okay, so is it a loaded veggie omelet, a Philly steak omelet? What kind of, and this is Denny's, and I forgot, Calorie King tends to do fast foods.
Oh.
Okay. Calorie King tends to do fast food. So we're going to say, let's just say I had, I was
Loaded veggie.
nice. I did the seniors fair. I had a 2-egg omelet, right? It's probably Denny's Senior. Well, this is not going to go very well, y'all. The Calorie King sells an omelet. I didn't like that one. So we're going to make self-corrections in the middle right now. Calorie King is big on any fast foods. I'm trying to figure out. Let's go US. Oh, I want Spanish. We don't want to go Spanish. Well, that's good. You can go Spanish or non-Spanish on that one, right? I don't know. It caught me up. So I'm going to self-correct right now. Let's go with it should have, it's America's Trusted Food Database. Yeah, I don't understand what, well, you know why? Because I went omelet instead of 2 eggs. A 2-egg. Because it's not gonna, so it's been real time here. You have to put in the details of what you ate. I went omelet, which is a generic term. I have to say, how many eggs was in my omelet? 1 or 2 eggs? 1 egg. So we want 1 egg, right? I'm trying to move your face, right? So if I want to do, is it 1 scrambled egg? Right.
No.
So I had, there's the 1 egg omelet. But if I do want to do 1 or 2 scrambled eggs, I have 1 large egg, non-fat milk and all that. So it starts to get the details. So you have to do the details, but it's a 1 egg, 1 scrambled egg. Did I use milk in my omelet? No milk, no added fat. All right. Let me see. Non-fat milk. Okay. Do we have cheese? What's in our omelet? Tell me what's in our omelet.
Well, I just did, I do spinach, mushrooms, peppers, and tomatoes. I sprayed a pan with Pam, put it in the mixture in the pan and just kind of let it go and then take it out, put it with a slice of wheat toast.
That sounds really good.
Right. We coming over to eat with you. You know what? I don't like this one. We're gonna go Fitbit.
Sorry.
Y'all,
Because if we said a cheese, okay, so Calorie King is really good for a cheese. What do you eat a cheese biscuit at McDonald's, right? It's really good for your fast foods.
Okay.
And it's good for the other stuff, but it's super good for fast food. McDonald's cheese egg biscuit, right? And we'll put it in there and it is going to give you all of the calories and everything, your fat grams, your carbs, your fibers. Thank you for showing it up. One of the things I want you to look at when tracking, a lot of people fixate on calories. I want you to not fixate, but to think more on the terms of macros. Your protein, your carbohydrates, your fats, and your fiber. That's going to be more a better indicator of how you're doing and how your plate looks and how your meal is looking, because you want to balance your macros. And I don't know what your macros are. They're based off of your goals and what you've set with the coach, right? And what I mean by that, I'm going to stop sharing this screen and go to the app on the phone because it's easier to show an app on phone. I'm going to stop the share. Do you have any questions why I do this? Hello?
No, ma'am.
Oh, no questions. I'm like, everybody's like, I look down, I'm sorry. Calorie King is great for tracking if you don't do app. Everything you want, it really is there. I just felt like I can't get it right now because of our time crunch. And I really wish I had more time to go in there and to give it to you. But contrary to what you just saw, it really is there. The green peppers, your omelet, because I can tell you your one large omelet is for probably about 70 your one large egg is about 45 to 70 calories depending on where you get it. Your 2 ounces of cheese. So I mean, you want to get specific with 2 ounces of cheese is a handful of spinach or half a cup of spinach or half a cup of spinach. All of that it's in, and the mushrooms, is it a quarter cup and all? It's there. I feel like I failed you. I'm gonna walk past it and I'm gonna move forward.
I learned something today. I didn't even know about the app, so I learned. So I'm
Okay, great. Because I'm like, but it's there and it has all the food. It is there and it's free. So if you're doing paper and pencil, you can go there. One of the things is if you can't remember real fast, take a picture of your food. If you don't have time, just take a picture of the plate and then you come back to it later. So now we're on the phone. I'm going to go with MyFitnessPal. So MyFitnessPal asks you a bunch of questions. It's going to ask you how much your starting weight, where's your goal. Let me look better. By show of hands, how many are using MyFitnessPal? If I've tried using MyFitnessPal. Show of hands. Okay. So I want you to, okay, so not very many. So I want to go over a little bit about MyFitnessPal. MyFitnessPal is an app. You can get it from the phone or you can use it from the computer. What you're going to see right now is my phone. You're seeing it from my phone. Okay. I tend to show from the phone because a lot of people track from their phones, and it's MyFitness, thank you. They track from their phone opposed to tracking from the computer. The difference between using MyFitnessPal from your phone and from the computer is the computer allows you to bring in recipes a whole lot easier. Because a lot of people are like, well, I'm good at tracking when I eat out because it pops up very easy. But when I'm home cooking, it's hard for me to put my recipes in. All right. I suggest any app you use, if they have a desktop version, if you're going to put your own recipes in, use the desktop version, because literally you could just copy and paste over and it brings it all up. And also in all of the apps I'm talking about, you can put in recipes, your own recipes, and you can do your portions. Okay. So MyFitnessPal, all of the apps, not just MyFitnessPal, when they open up, they're going to ask you your name, your age, your weight, your gender, all of those things. Be as honest as you can be. Because what's going on in the background is it's calculating your basic metabolic rate. It's calculating your BMI. It's tracking the macros based off of the goals that you said you wanted. It's doing a lot. Every question it asks, it's doing calculations in the back. So in the end, when it says, here's your calorie goal, it's based off of your age, your weight, your gender, your goals, how fast you said you want to lose. If you say I want to lose about 2 pounds a week, it's going to try to get you at a 7,000 calorie deficit a week. If you say I want to lose 1, it's going to have you at 35. So it adjusts. So all that we're doing on paper and pencil, we don't have to do it because the app is making those adjustments for us. All right. So that's why I talk a lot about the apps. Also, befriend your group. Befriend your coach in there too, because and then it lets you know you're not doing it alone. Be careful of, sometimes they do spam an app now. You may see somebody who want to be your friend and you looking like, I don't know you and I don't know what you're trying to do. And the answer is no. No to the app. I mentioned this because when I go in, you can see that for me, it says I need to have 1,400 calories to hit my weight loss goals. That's based off of all my information. But what is do you guys remember the bare minimum I said the calorie intake should be?
1,200.
1,200.
Right. And most people are like, because I know that I have, but I'm like 1,400. How does that look? What does that look like? Right. One of the things, let's track a little bit. We're going food. A lot of people have food. So let's try the omelet today. We're going to go into my diary at the bottom. And I'm going to click the blue button and it's going to come up and we're going to, and see MyFitnessPal, it has weight, water, food, exercise. It's all of, and then the status is how am I feeling? You can add pictures. You can do all that. You can even put your food picture in here if you choose to. So I don't have time to just sit and log it right now, but I'm going to put it in here to come back to it. Okay. I pushed the little blue button and we're going to track our food. And breakfast, you said we had an omelet, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But before we go there, we can scan our meal. Do you see that?
Yes.
And I don't have a meal in front of me, so but you can scan your meal. So if we push on to scan a meal, you can take a picture of, well, this is premium, I think, probably. Sorry. But it has a feature that some people scan a meal, but everybody can scan a barcode. So I don't know what this is. I don't want to write, if you don't have time to sit and write it in, but you use some packaging, just scan a barcode. Let's see if this will work. I don't have any food at my desk, but I have a bottle of water. Scan a barcode. Natural mineral water just came up. That's how easy, if you have some packaging, it does that, and I can log it. And I put the check on it. And it logged that I had this amount of water. So the interesting part is, do you see what the green button, what did the green just show up under breakfast? Can you guys see it? It says
Does say this food has a lot of calcium?
Yeah, it says this food has a lot of calcium. So the cool part about it is that MyFitnessPal, and you can see it said at 10:40, so it's day, step, and time everything for me too. So I don't have to worry about the date and everything. It's doing it. But if we're going to add a food and we went to our omelet, right? And it tells you how to spell. So omelet, it has a lot of different options for omelets, right? Plain omelet, 2-egg omelet, 1-egg omelet. I would suggest, instead of putting omelet, put down the ingredients for your omelets. we had one egg, right?
Yes, ma'am.
It was one egg.
Yes, ma'am.
Was it a large egg? You see, when I put the one egg in, is it large? Is it medium? Is it a small egg?
Large.
One large egg. Okay. I'm going to check it. I'm also, I should have did a multi-add. I'm sorry. So my screen just did something. I'm sorry. Remember, I got a thunderstorm going on. So I'm gonna try to share my screen again because it just came out. Please ask questions now while I'm trying to bring my screen back up. And thank you all for being patient. Okay, we have one egg. Let's do, and I'm gonna do a multi-add. I don't know if you can see my screen. Down in that blue, it says multi-add. Let's do a multi-add, right? I had egg. What else did I have?
Tomatoes, mushrooms, and spinach.
Tomatoes, one, and this, it says tomatoes, one slice, right? We had spinach. Let's see. Do you know the brand of spinach? Is it a brand or is it just out the garden?
I wish. I don't know.
Okay, so we'll just go, how much spinach?
Half a cup.
Okay, so so the serving, see, I put in the spinach and the serving size is 1 cup, but we didn't have the whole cup. So I can either change it here in the serving size, or I can go the number of servings. If the number of servings is a half a cup, I meant 1 cup, but we only had, come on, Kim, don't shut it down. We only had a half a cup. So we had a half of the serving. And we're gonna check it for the spinach. What else did we have for this omelet?
Quarter cup of mushrooms and tomatoes.
Mushroom.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm sorry, my bifocals are not doing very well right now. Remember, I'm sorry, I have this storm that's brewing outside and my phone is not liking it.
That's okay there, but you gave us the gist, so now we know how to do it.
Okay, but I'm gonna come back to the screen. I'm gonna try one more time because that's what I do. But it can go in there because I wanted you to see the multi-add feature. That I do want you to see. So we're in there and you can see down at the bottom, it says add to. Okay, let's do mushrooms. We had mushrooms. We just had a mushroom. Okay, now they're getting way too much in this. We just had a regular old mushroom. Fine, we'll say it's a Chinese mushroom right now. And it doesn't have to be exact. I had a portobello, I had a shiitake, I had a Chinese. You can do the mushroom. How much mushrooms do we have? This one serving says there's about 5 mushrooms. Did you have about 5 mushrooms in there or less?
Yeah, that's 5 is fine.
Okay, about 5 mushrooms. So we're gonna do it. And then I'm gonna add all 3. And what happened is it added all at one time, right? So that's what happens when you do the multi-add and the quick add. The reason why this is important is because it also shows your progress. It's telling me I'm flatline. My weight ain't moving. It just stuck, right? And this is my count that I just use to show stuff. So, but you can always go back and let's do our movement exercise. Do we do cardio, strength workout? What are we adding? What kind of workout are we adding? Or just a workout routine?
Workout routine.
Okay, workout routine. Oh, this is trying to get me to build a routine. I don't want to build a routine. Yeah, we're not, well, you can see they have different ones. We're not going to do that one today. We're just going to do some regular old workouts. We're going to exercise. No, it's my weight. Sorry. We're going to exercise. We're going to do some cardio for now. I'm sorry, only because the reason I did that, because it has all the different ones. You have meditation, walking, HIIT, everything, gardening. What kind of, you said an exercise routine. What kind of exercise routine did you do?
I'm gonna do gardening today.
Okay, we're gonna do gardening.
Yeah.
We're gonna do general gardening. How long are we gonna garden?
40 minutes.
40 minutes. And you see how it told me the amount of calories to burn based off of all the information I put in. Now yours is gonna look different from mine because it's going to go off of your weight, your physical activity, and all of that. So 40 minutes of gardening you may burn more, you may burn less, depending on where you're at. But for me, 40 minutes of gardening, I have 191 calorie burn. And then I just check it. And they are, of course, they're trying to get me to do everything, right? But I want you to see what happened. Do you see up at the goal? It says 1400 for my food, the calories remaining up there. My goal is 1400. So far, I've only ate 99 calories, and my exercises gave me 191. So it's saying at the end of the day, I have 1,522 calories that I have remaining that I can eat. What I'm going to say is, I want you to see this right quick. So let's go back to the exercise. I'm going to take out your gardening for a second. I'm going to scroll and I'm going to delete it. Delete the gardening. Did you see what happened to the calories up there? Now I only have 1,300 calories. So when you put your physical activity in your tracking, it adjusts your calories of how much intake you can have. We're going to go back to gardening. I'm going to put it back. So that's what I'm saying. The benefit of using this is that it does a lot of the math and numbers and stuff for you. You don't have to worry about it. Just put your stuff in and it's going to tell you where to go. One of the things I recommend is stay at your calorie goal at 1,400, even though it said that we can eat 1,500 now. We still got 1,500 remaining. Stay at the calorie goal. And if you have green, that green will tell you your, whenever you're in green, you know you're going in the right direction. The green is telling you going in the direction that you need to start hitting your health goals. But what happens if I eat, I'm going to eat a Pizza Hut pizza. No, I don't want to do that. I'm going to eat a pork, what is that? Give me something, y'all, that's one thing and it'll blow my whole calories. Give me something. I just want to show you what MyFitnessPal is going to do.
Cinnabon. Cinnabon.
Yes, 800 calories for one cinnamon roll, Cinnabon. I shouldn't know this. I should know it because I like Cinnabon, and it's 800 calories for one cinnamon roll. Cinnabon Classic, one roll. There we go, 800. But you know what? We're celebrating. We're going to eat two, and I'm doing this for a reason. I'm going to eat 2 rolls. Come on, stay on me. Stay with me. We're going to eat 2 rolls. I want to put the Cinnabon in here because see the message it sent me? Your goal today is to stay under 203 grams for your carbohydrates. So I like tracking this way because it talks to you before you make some decisions. Because if you plan a little bit and put it in there, you'll be like, oh, I can't eat. Maybe I can't eat both cinnamon rolls, right? But also look what happened to the top of the screen.
Mm-hmm.
It was at green. What did it do?
Turn red and you're in the negative.
It turned red, I'm in the negative. Okay, so maybe I can't eat both cinnamon rolls with my friends, but I can eat, okay, but I'm gonna eat the cinnamon roll, right? Because I want my cinnamon roll today. So if I eat a fourth of my cinnamon roll, what happened?
Oh, you're still in the green.
I'm still in the green. So can I have my Cinnabon today?
Absolutely. It's your
Can I have
birthday.
both of them?
Have it.
Right, I can have it. I can have both of them, right? I can have it. I just can't eat both of them. And that's what tracking is about, y'all. If we don't get anything else out of this, tracking is not a restriction. It's not black and white. We are not black and white in tracking. It is about being able to hit your goals and still enjoy your life. But it's finding that is learning the training wheels, taking them off, and finding your dance is what I like to call it. Yes, Dr. Edwards. Alexander.
Shoshana, can you like if you're doing this and you're tracking your weight over the week, can you let's say you don't, you have some excess points or whatever, can you save those for the weekend and then use that to treat yourself?
So I won't say excessive points, and I won't say treating. Life is treating. Every day is a treat. You treat yourself every day. Okay, so that's where I want to go. But if your question is, I know that I want to go do something on the weekend and I know it's going to be higher calorie. Yes, you make your adjustments during the week, during the day. If you know that something that you're going to go and eat, like I know that I'm going to eat the Cinnabon and probably have a cup of coffee if I drink Cinnabon. Most people drink coffee with it. I'm not a coffee drinker, but you know, lifestyle. And if you can plug all that in, and then you can say, okay, so how do I adjust? Where do I make adjustments at so that I can enjoy that and not feel guilty, not feel shame or anything like that? That's what this is about, right? So yeah, you may be eating more water heavy lower calorie foods. So I'm not naming what you're going to eat, but it's going to be more water heavy, lower calorie foods to adjust for that heavy calorie laden food that you just ate.
Thank you.
But as long as you stand within your goals, as long as you stand within the parameters, go for it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Kimberly, will MyFitnessPal let you like what Shoshana is saying? Will it let you carry over those points? Like, will you see it on the next day? So if I had like 100 calories left to burn, am I going to see it the next day? Or do I have to kind of keep track of it myself?
You're going to keep track of it. And what I say is, because you don't want it doing it for you. The goal is to get the training wheels off. The goal is the training wheels to come off. Because remember, you may not, because I've seen people who have been tracking for 6 years. I'm like, oh my goodness, right? The goal is for you to learn how. And so with MyFitnessPal, each day is going to roll over to each day. So let's go back to yesterday, because I put in yesterday, right? This is a great example of what you're asking. So breakfast was a smoothie, right? Irish sea moss, Taylor, spinach, Greek yogurt, blah, 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 right? Lunch was chicken wings. Yep, I had 3 chicken wings, steamed broccoli, brown rice, right? Dinner was a cheeseburger flatbread with salad, tomatoes, and some lemonade. And I wanted some meat in the salad, so we gave some oven roasted turkey breast, right? And the snack was some flaming hot popcorn, some Cheetos flaming hot popcorn, right? That was dinner. But the goal is 1,400 calories. How many calories did I eat based off of this thing right here?
1218.
1,200. So I still got 1,200. Didn't exercise at all, but what is it telling me as far as this green?
Yeah, 212 calories.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I still got 200 calories that I got. So that lets me know, remember, if one, and I don't want to get caught up in the math, but if we know that 1 pound is 3,500, well, this is showing me that I got some banked towards that 3,500. Okay. Not to get caught up in it, but I know that I'm green, I'm good. I'm green, I'm good.
Okay. Ms. Shoshana, did you have another question?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I know I did MyFitnessPal. Where did Lose It? The rest of them was up. Okay, I had Lose It up. Really? Yeah, so here's all my Lose It, MyFitnessPal, Gnome, all of it. I play with all of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same. And now I don't have time for my password, y'all. We're not gonna do Lose It today because I'm not doing my password.
I think you had done Lose It on the computer, maybe. Is that you had pulled up on a computer, maybe?
No, it was an app. No, I can't hide out my password, so I'm not gonna do Lose It. I'm sorry.
Is it generally the same thing as the other one?
Yes, they're all the same. Now, the one that I do want to show you about is a Fitbit, because a lot of people wear trackable devices. How many have some kind of a trackable device? Oh, I see the phones right there. Fitbit. This may be, I do use the premium, but you don't have to use a premium. I just want you to know the free one has a lot of this stuff too. I like Fitbit a lot because it deals with all 4 pillars that I said. It tracks, you can decide, do I want to track mindfulness? Am I taking time to de-stress, right? That's what the mindfulness is. It shows that I can set a goal around it, right? It said, Kimberly, get your life together. You only did 2 this week, but 2 is better than none, right? And it's also sleep. It tracks. Okay, I'll go for mindfulness, then it tracks your exercise. My goal was 5 days this week. I'm down 2. I've got 2 done, right? And it goes to details. And this, as long as I keep my wearable on, it's tracking all of that, right? And also sleep. Most of my stuff I'm not tracking. This is, I'm giving you into my background and my personal life. I track sleep a lot because sleep is really key to your health goals. And a lot of us aren't getting enough sleep. And sleep really does. If you're finding yourself plateauing, and if you're coaching, your participants are plateauing, look at their sleep. And it'll tell me, it tells you sleep scores. And the sleep scores are based, but you don't have to do sleep score, but it tracks your sleep. The sleep score is typically based off of your active sleep, your REM sleep, and your light sleep. Okay. It connects to the Apple Watch and all that. It gets the other health metrics. My blood pressure. It lets you know you think you're good. What's your blood pressure doing? It tracks your blood pressure. Right? It's all in one spot. I can tell you, I had a very stressful time the last 2 weeks. Can you see that? If it starts here, it starts on March 1st. And this date, that high peak is March 22nd. It's showing, but it also tracks over the last year. Okay, my sleep from January to December, a week ago, my average heart rate, my beats per minute. So that's why I look at the Fitbit app, because it's more comprehensive. If you do premium, or if you know someone in your life that maybe you can track your blood glucose for people who are tracking their blood glucose, but it's keeping it all in one spot. It does have food and everything. I don't track food in here. It logs your water. So they all basically do the same thing. And then you push the button here, and how much water did I drink today? Did I drink 1 glass? And literally you can just tap. I'm just tapping. Or I can trap the whole bottle, the 24-ounce bottle, and it does all the calculations. Or I didn't drink that. Let me take 1 bottle off. So I'm going to cancel it because I didn't drink the water yet. You can track your food in Fitbit as well. You can log it by taking pictures. You can log it and everything. MyFitnessPal and Fitbit talks to each other. You can track in one, it goes to the other one. If you set them up that way. Fitbit and Lose It tracks each other. They talk to each other. So that's what I'm saying. Most of them talk to each other interchangeable. So you don't need all of them. You can do one, but you just got to find out what works for you. Did you all want to see anything in, I like the mindfulness one, because I'm going mindfulness because a lot of people don't track stuff like that. And it'll tell you which one is free and which one is premium. Do you see premium? That means you pay. No premium is free. So it's a 2-minute stress reliever. You can have a 5-minute, but it actually lets you take time out of your day to say, okay, I'm going to take time to actively breathe. Right. When you look at, and also in Fitbit exercise, in the exercise, it can track, but it can track swimming. It has a personal trainer. It tracks walking. It tracks everything. And most of the time, Fitbit will not kick in to track your exercise until you've had at least 10 minutes of moderate exercise. And it's basing it off of your heart rate. And so that's what I like about it too, because it says, oh, this is how you operate a normal. Oh, you're getting elevated. You must be active and doing stuff. Oh, okay, you're doing it for a long time. Now I'm kicking in. Or you have to go into your watch and set it and specifically say, this is what I'm doing. Y'all, we have been at it a long time, and we were only supposed to be in for 30 minutes. So I'm sorry. Thank you for staying. Do you all have any questions? Do I have a preference? What's the question? Do I have a preference between losing and my fitness? Only reason I have a preference from my fitness is only because I've been doing it for so long. I've been doing with classes, people in there. I'm going to say my preference is whatever you try and like. Whatever you're going to do, that's the one to go with. That's the best one for you. And that's what I'll say. But with that being said,
Now I had a question, like when you scan your barcode, that UPC code,
Mhm.
are you able to, like, for instance, if I had a orange juice and I just poured a glass, it would allow me to backtrack it and say, just, I had a glass and not the whole container?
yes. So
Okay.
let's see if we can do it in here. Let's say we're going to log our food, because it allows you to do orange juice too. I don't have it. Well, where's my bottle? Okay, let's do the bottled water. We have an orange juice. We're going to act like this bottled water is orange juice, right? So you're watching me. Come on, barcode. Sometimes technology works and sometimes it chooses not to. There we go. Okay. So you just saw, we're not even in MyFitnessPal, we're in Fitbit. All of them has the barcode thing. That's what I want you to know. All of them has it. So it's
Oh, I never
really,
knew it.
yeah.
For Fitbit. Yeah, I have the Fitbit and I just downloaded my fitness tracker or my fitness pal while we were talking, while you were
Yeah,
talking.
and you can, yeah, but we're in Fitbit now. So Fitbit has barcode and everything. So we have it and you see the serving size?
Yeah, 1 cup, got it.
Right. And so you can adjust. Well, you know what? I had 2 cups, right? Or I had 3 cups, or I didn't have that. I had a half a cup. Yes. So all of them allows you to do that. So, and we're just going to do it. Of course, I just logged water, but it could have been anything that I scanned. It allows you the freedom to adjust whatever it is to the portions that you use.
Got it. Yeah, very helpful.
Okay, great.
Very useful.
So I'm going to say, if you already have a wearable device, or if you have anything like that, start with what you have. So if there's anything that you have, start with what you have before going out and doing something else, because you're already invested in it. You've already said, okay, this is something I think I can do. So start there. I would also say, check with your coach or whoever and see, and people in your class to see if they have that same device, so y'all can become friends and do challenges together. All the apps have challenges. All of them have that we can eat together. We can do whatever together, right? So that then it's like not only y'all together during the class time, but you're together outside, where you're helping, being supportive of one another or being held accountable. And when you see that one person, because some of them in Fitbit, I know some of the challenges, they have some challenges in here that allow you to, you're competing against other people, but you're competing about how much of your goal. So it's not just, okay, who else is gonna get 10,000 steps, but it's, okay, whatever my goal is, whatever your goal is, who reached their goal first? And so it's not necessarily pushing you outside of your goal thing. It's pushing you to your goals, even though you're competing with someone else. They may be at 30% of their goal, where you may be at 75. Of course, we're moving forward, right? Is there any other questions? I hope this was helpful for everybody.
Kimberly, one thing I want to mention too is, like you showed everyone earlier, you might find that you will use a couple of these tracking tools. So like with the Calorie King, if you can't find it there, then check MyFitnessPal or check the Fitbit one. If you're looking for a certain meal, but like Kimberly said, if you're adding something like an omelet, make sure you include all of those ingredients, and you might have to enter them one at a time to make sure you have everything included. And then each of these tools have a free membership option. So the basic membership option is going to be free, but you can also do like an upgrade and get the premium one for an additional cost if you're interested in that.
Yes. And one of the things is that they all start tracking your frequent foods. your most recent foods, and then you can customize it. And that's when you can add the recipes and stuff. Every last one of them have it. You can add your recipes. So that I just want to make sure you know that. But remember, we're tracking 4. I know the program we say food and nutrition, but remember, we also talk about the stress as well as the sleep. And I was playing with something because right now, as I talk, you can see my heart rate, my beats per minute keeps going up, right? Because it's 88. But actually, if I just do this like really cool, like just go. I just wanted you to see real time, just less than 20 seconds, how my beats per minute were going down. And that's why I want to talk about the stress part and the tracking that, because we really can take a couple of minutes out of our day and we can kind of de-stress really, just something simple, because we think we have to be this whole meditation 30-40 minute segment, and something as small as 20 minutes can make. And you saw it was like literally less than 20 seconds where it was starting, my heart rate was starting to go down and it's starting to calm out. And so that's really cute, because if you're finding yourself plateauing, check your stress, do something mindful, check your sleep, check your water, if you feel like you're doing everything else right. Thank you all. That's all that I have. I want to respect everyone's time. You're more than welcome to get off now. I will stay as long as you want, but just know that I want to be respectful of Reddy's time.
And if you had questions today that you didn't want to ask, make sure you reach out to your lifestyle coach if there are some more specific questions about, your health goals that you need some additional attention or some additional guidance. Make sure you reach out to your lifestyle coach. And thank you all for attending. Please stay connected to your coaches community so that you can continue to get notifications and invites to upcoming events that we will be holding in the future. Thank you all for attending.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
You gotta love technology.
No, I think that was great. Yeah, it went well. There were some things there that I didn't even realize.
Oh.
As far as some of the stuff you showed us, there were some things that I didn't realize that were really helpful to see. So that was really good.
Oh, that was great, because I feel like I was all over the place.
Yeah, no, that was great. Yeah. But I mean, that is actually the true essence of tracking, isn't it? Like just,
Like
you get to one site and you're looking for something, and it might take some time to search for what you need. So, I think that's the part that kind of intimidates people, is they get there and they see all these options and what kind of mushrooms? I don't know what kind of mushrooms, but it just, it makes you think about all the things that you really need to pay attention to when you really start tracking. So no, I think it was a great example of what they will experience.
Experience is like real time. I'm
Yeah,
like,
so I think
I know it's here.
Yeah.
You want to go ahead and put her in the waiting room?
Yes.
Nadine?
And let me turn off the recording. That was great, Kimberly.